All right. We are here on a new episode of the Aaron and John Show.
Welcome to hell, angels.
And I am one of your hosts, John D. Clauser, and
I am one of your other hosts, Aaron Naylor.
And
our third host tragically passed away.
Who did?
Our third host.
That's true.
The Ampersand in the title. It was a fellow named Ampersand.
He was a good guy.
Good guy? No, not really. He never even showed up. But the hope was there, I think, and that was enough for us to keep it alive. John, the first person to get a vaccine was today.
Are you serious?
Or last night, either one.
How did it feel?
I don't know. It was a 90-year-old British woman. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't. They haven't. I'm assuming they'll release updates on her. It's probably for the best that they.
How do you even get that?
That's what I'm.
Win that lottery.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I think it's. You should give it to the people who have the worst chance of dying of it first.
Right.
Because obviously.
Yes.
So a 90-year-old woman. Probably. I think the older you get, your percentage is whatever your age is. So 90% chance that she would die from COVID. I just made that up, but I think it makes some sense. People over 100 have, like a 108-year-old, 108% chance of dying. Definitely going to die from COVID.
There we go.
You in?
Yeah, I'm in.
He did it, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen. New camera today.
Yeah, we're using a different little We're using a Canon. So, like,
shot Canon.
If this works well, then we're officially, this production house is officially all Canon cameras.
A multicam Canon camera.
Dude, you know how much this opens our little tit wings that we have?
I can't even fathom.
Dude, we're gonna have two of these little, these two full HD little, like camcorders. We'll have these two.
That massive fucking thing.
That one.
Beer can of a thing.
And then we have this one over here. Too. And then we have one that sits over there. That's over there somewhere.
Christ.
That I have too. That will shoot as well as that shoots just as good as these.
You got a whole thing. You're ready.
Dude, I'm trying.
Feel good?
Yeah. And then I'm going to spend about $300. Roughly about $300 on a bunch of like audio equipment. And it's audio equipment.
Mic.
So I'm getting a new
drop mic.
It's a shotgun mic. It's gonna be, I think it was about like a 15-incher.
So if the podcast goes bad, we can shoot ourselves with it.
Exactly. And then I got a boom pole for it, and I already have a.
He's gonna show you an apple dipped in peanut butter. Oh, it's a. It's a lot of cords.
It holds the audio microphone.
Oh yeah.
And then I got like a C stand. I bought a C stand too.
What's a C stand?
A C stand is it's like a 3-leg. It's basically like a light stand equivalent kind of.
Yeah.
But it's like a 3 stand, and then it has like a.
Pull her up. I thought you were about to say it's a C stand assist. That's good. You guys like that? The listeners at home really into that shit. C stand assist. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Looks like a fucking weird alien spider thing.
Yeah, it's just like you use it for damn near everything for audio equipment.
Better. Get that one. Those legs on the first two were terrifying.
But yeah, then I got one of those, and then I have a squack holder that will hold the boom pole to the C stand.
I was gonna say you're not gonna,
because everything has to connect to itself to something, and that's the thing about film. That's the reason why once you buy one thing, everything kind of goes and it all interacts with each other. Hopefully. So no, it does. It's all made. It's all made so it can fit within each other. Because even on a C stand, it has different holes for different size little butt plugs.
Right.
For when you, because that's how everything gets connected. It's on a plug, and then whatever the object is that connects that object to another object.
Oh, okay. I just had deja vu. Yeah. I did.
Oh, those times when you use the butt plug all the time?
No, you talking about holes and a C-stand. I had a dream about that not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah. Deja vu is very real, and we still don't understand why.
But yeah, that's filmmaking. Just buying a bunch of stuff that goes with other stuff.
and then trying to make stuff.
Yeah, then you try to make stuff with it. It's fun.
Yeah.
And you pull out cameras out of your butthole all the time. Like, oh, let me grab something else. Let me grab something
else. The camera
else.
we're using has been sitting in my car for 9 months.
And I'm just like, well, can I use it?
Yeah.
It's like, well, might as well, right? Like,
not mine. I don't care. It's Dayton's. Dayton's fine.
And then it's not like it's not in good hands over here. It's going to be used.
No, yeah, of course. It's already got Velcro on it. So
I know.
It's got to be good.
Yeah, well, because like the little screw, the little screw thing on the bottom of it is too shallow, and see how this one's a lot like
the screw won't go all the way in.
See how this one's like pretty deep. Well, this one was like barely. It's like one turn and it's already done.
Weird.
So I had to like get it and twist it as hard as I can, and I just took Velcro tape and I taped it literally to the tripod.
It'd be kind of
and
funny
now
if it just fell like mid-show.
I mean. There's always a chance.
Good, yeah. It's really not secure.
It's not super secure. It's like just enough where, as long as you don't touch it, it's okay.
Stomp the ground.
But that's what filmmaking is. A lot of filmmaking is finding just taping shit to other shit, getting other shit to other shit.
You're doing it now. Finally, now you can do it.
You have 2 cameras. I can do it.
You have 15 cameras.
Well, like working for that film company for the short time before COVID all went to hell.
Yeah.
It was really good for me to realize I'm like, I could easily. This is not as hard as that people think it is.
Yeah, they think they got to go out to Hollywood.
Yeah, you don't really get it. No, because we had like a warehouse, and then we had an office.
Most stuff is made in like Vancouver or Atlanta or fucking.
Yeah, and you can just travel
Wilmington, North Carolina, where everything was made.
Yeah, Georgia. Georgia's becoming a big place too.
Yeah, that's where all the Marvel movies are shot.
Super cheap.
Yeah, no taxes. No low taxes. I think Missouri is not bad to shoot shit in.
Missouri I know Kansas City just reopened up their film headquarter thing a couple years ago.
I don't see why the cities don't do that in general.
I know.
Unless they just want to have like a non-artistic kind of like center.
I mean, I guess.
But like, why not? I think the disrespect for the arts starts in school because it's always the first program to go.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like women's like softball. It's always a girl sport first, and then the guys sport.
And
don't ask me why.
The guy softball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you play guy softball?
I played beer league a few like 7 years ago with like high school people we went to high school with, not people in high school. But like McAllister and Molly Matthews and all those people.
Okay.
It's fun.
Nice. Yeah. Well, Aaron, I never asked you, how are you doing? Are you doing good tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
Doing swell? Anything new going on with you?
I remembered I had this shirt.
I know.
And then
it's
I
a
wore
nice, snazzy shirt. It looks like you just got done getting some crabs.
Yeah, I'm Sailor Nailer. That's probably why I stopped wearing the shirt, is because it makes me look like a sailor. Because I only want to wear it in the winter, and then I always wear the hat in the winter too.
Yeah. So it just kind of just goes
together.
hand in hand.
Yeah.
You're Sailor Nailer. Your brother asked to be my friend on Facebook.
With his fake name?
Yeah.
Tanner K.
Yeah. Did he ask to be your friend too?
Mm-hmm. I didn't accept it.
He was selling a leather Cowboys jacket for $75.
Oh my God. I mean, if he starts doing that, fine. If he starts selling shit,
right?
Whatever. Stuff that he finds. But it's all, no matter what he does, the slippery slope into going back into jail or prison. He just got back out of jail.
I know he did. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen him yet. Thank God. That was part of what I told you. I had a bunch of baseball cards in my house or my cars. My uncle Gavin was living in. My brother was living in my uncle's house,
right?
And then stole his identity and all this other shit, and opened up a debit card in my uncle's name, And my uncle's an alcoholic and has all of his own problems. And Gavin, like, completely wrecked the house. People broke in, like, after he went to jail, and his ex got a new girlfriend. I guess she broke into the house, too, after when Gavin was in jail to get her stuff, which is a whole other thing. But, so, yeah, he's probably getting rid of a bunch of shit that was in my uncle's house. And I guess so am I. So if anybody's interested in buying a bunch of baseball cards from the 80s, let me know. Got a lot of them. I've got a lot. So many, dude. It's like the coolest thing in the world if I was like 12.
Right.
Fuck, I think it's cool as fuck now. It's awesome. But right now it's like a burden. Because it's so much work, and I can't just like sell them off as a whole, because I want to see each of them and find out what each one is worth, even if it's 30 cents. I want to know, you know? But that's gonna take fucking days. It's gonna take so long. How many?
Like, what did you say there was? Like,
dude, it's got to be at least like 2,000 cards, at least.
Oh my god, that's so many.
It's so many cards, and there's other kinds of stuff like. There's puzzle cards, baseball cards they used to make. They used to make all kinds of like there's big ones too, like big baseball cards that are like the size of 2 baseball cards.
Right.
There are sheets of them that haven't been like taken out. You could order the sheets and just keep them that way, because that was like the purest way to have them. There's some of those, and they're all a lot of them are in pretty good condition, so they're probably worth something.
Jeez.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's a lot. It's daunting. But I'm excited.
Have you looked through them? Or?
Not all. I mean, obviously not all of them.
But are you going to?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
We should record it. We should film it.
Dude, it's so monotonous and boring. It's just gonna be me sitting in my bed looking up card prices.
We should do this. We should film that.
No.
Yes.
God.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like it's a lot. It's a whole lot. That whole house is just a shit show.
So, like, the reason why, like, you're getting everything out of the house because they're going to clean it out?
Well, I think my uncle's trying to get rid of it because he lives at my grandparents' house now that my grandma went to a nursing home. So my uncle moved in with my grandpa.
Okay.
My grandpa's old as fuck and, like, but won't go to the nursing home because he's a farmer.
Right.
And he has pride or whatever. He just doesn't want people taking care of him.
He's American.
He doesn't want to be a burden to people. But, yeah, so that house now is just like whatever.
Okay.
So he's just going to rent it or sell it.
We should use that as our production house.
We could. It's a mess.
I mean,
we could rent it for like, I think it's probably $700 a month.
$700?
If you want to drive to Farley.
It's in Farley?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's in the heart of Farley.
$700.
I don't know if he wants to rent, though. He may just want to get rid of it.
Right.
Because at this point,
I mean,
it's a burden.
You might want to ask him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm being serious.
I
mean, like,
a lot, dude. It's a fucking mess. Like,
but it's a house.
decrepit.
But it's a house, and then think about it. Think about we just rent this house, and we just use it as a production. We use it, and then somehow we just end up living out of it too.
Yeah,
and we just.
I've thought about that. I wouldn't mind just having it as a house, but I also don't have a job, so I can't like pay for it.
Right.
So. And then I'd have to be driving like from Farley to Kansas City all the time.
That's the only thing that'd suck.
It's a whole thing.
That is a big thing.
It's a big thing.
Huge thing.
You could rent a house around here cheaper.
True. Probably. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. But more in like the not like in this part where you're at, but like 5 minutes away, you could. Yeah. Probably.
For sure.
$600 a month.
Sure.
You've got options. Where you don't have to drive 30 minutes.
I know, but I'm just always trying to, if I could figure out a way that if it's.
I'll look up art studios or something around.
Yeah, that's why you do art studios.
Because I know, I mean, Joe used to work, like he was making a stop motion movie with one of his friends at one of them. So it's big enough for that kind of production.
Because if we could have like a room that's like this size.
You have a room over there.
I know. Should we use that?
Yeah, why not?
But it's just, yeah,
it's huge.
It is
it's perfect.
Way bigger.
You could have this be your bedroom again.
That's
then
true.
Move all your shit in there.
I mean,
not all of it, but a lot of it. You know.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that hard. I could help.
True.
You're not doing anything with it.
That's true too.
What do you do in there? That's your room, right?
Yeah.
You don't do anything in it. You got to. Are those your couches in there too?
No, those aren't.
I didn't think so.
No. This stuff's all furnished.
Yeah,
furnished. I came in there.
Take advantage of it while you got it. I know it's cool, like all this stuff's in here now and it's all set up, but think of the possibilities in there. It's huge. It's
true.
It's a big ass place.
Like, how would you want to? How would you want to use the area?
I have no idea. That's the fun part.
No, but I'm like, how would you want to set? Like, would you just want to have like that table and just have you guys sit on each side?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could do that because we have multiple cameras now.
Yeah. Whoa. There's John. Dude, you can do a lot of shit in there.
Oh man, yeah.
And then like stretch out your arms and fucking spin around a bunch and not hit anything.
And then we're not like, oh my god, okay.
You're not stepping over shit all the time. Like, I'm not trying to fucking not knock over lights or a camera all the time trying to get out.
That's true. This is all true.
There's no borders in there.
It's true.
There's no wall.
There isn't. And it's not like I can't.
You don't have to worry about the lighting because you make your own lighting. So.
Yeah. All I do is just take all this. I just take the lights and stuff. And just worst case scenario, just keep it in here and just bring it back and forth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like that.
Like you have to go from house to house. It's room to room.
It's room to room.
They're your rooms. You've lived here like 2 years, dude. You're just now gonna use that room.
And I've been paying I pay $6.90 for this.
That's amazing.
For all the
I would move into your fucking room, that other room. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna move into his room.
And then we're gonna write a sitcom about it.
Everything goes full circle. We're meant to live together. Yeah, dude. If I had that fucking extra room, I'd be living like it was a house. Oh man, I'd love it. Yeah, that'd be dope. You should move your shit in there.
I should.
Yeah.
And it's not that I have another door that closes off. That is pretty much like a whole room area.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, you're talking about one in the studio. You have one.
True.
Basically.
I do already. Yeah. Why am I not?
All right. Studios are cool. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you have like total freedom in a studio, but you're still like beholden to like a landlord at a studio.
Right.
So what's the difference?
Is the same.
You just have to drive to the fucking studio.
Yeah.
Studio's not furnished either. There's couches in there.
True. Because worst case scenario, like we'd push the furniture back a little bit and then just use the center part.
Furniture. No big deal. We can sit on the fucking couch.
I think maybe we should start filming the podcast in there. All the podcasts in there.
Yeah. We'd have more room to do shit.
We'd have so much more room to do stuff.
Yeah, so much more room. This is a Step Brothers moment.
Yeah,
we just made a bunk bed.
How did we... Yeah, we just never really talked about it. We just kind of in passing would talk about it a little bit.
I talked about it before and you were just too high.
That could be true.
Joe and I were talking about it earlier today. We were like, I don't know why John doesn't use that room. I was like, I know. I know exactly why John doesn't use that room. He gets high when I talk to him about serious stuff and then forgets about it.
That's true. I'll give you that. That would be. And then I'll be able to have this.
You're just ripping on a pen.
I'd be able to have this room back. Yeah.
That'd be cool. You can put all your fucking whatever you got, food stuff. What do you get in there?
All my apples and
leave all your apples and peanut butter.
It's so funny when Aaron gets here. He always just sees a colossal pile of apples and peanut butter.
It's not just apples; it's apple cores.
Yeah, apple cores
just hanging around. That I don't like the idea of leaving that shit out because everywhere I live has ants, except the place I live in now, which is pretty cool. But yeah, seeing an apple core just like laying on its side on your table bothers me so much.
It's so funny because there's like just a little like there's like a war zone of like bubbly waters and apple cores. Yeah. It's like, wow, this is what you do. This is how you get fucked up, John. It's like, yeah, I get so messed up off this. Such a weird.
You go ham, dude. You go to town.
It's like, wow, you
fuck around.
You go hard, don't you? I'm like, yep.
He's a fruit and peanut butter, man.
But there's like 6 or 7 bubbly
every time.
Cans, and there's always
there's boxes of bubbly just like waiting to get tossed out.
I'm addicted. I have a problem, Aaron. This is my problem.
I'm like that with this kind of water, sparkling water, every now and then. Like I'll be into it for like a month at a time, and then completely swear it off.
Right.
and not even think twice about it. It's like, oh yeah, I just quit
Boom.
drinking it. I think it's just because I drink so much of it so quickly, like regular water, that I get tired of buying it.
Oh.
It doesn't come in like big big jugs like that.
Yeah, it'd be awesome if it came in a big jug like that.
I know, it'd be great.
But then
Not gonna
it
do
would
it.
go flat pretty quick though.
That's true. Yeah.
It would suck.
You got a point.
So
all right. You got a point there, bud.
Would you want to do the video of the week?
Yep. Glad it wasn't that one.
Give me 1 second here.
It's okay.
Getting it all set up.
I'm on my way to fuck your dad. I'm on my way to fuck your dad.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys, this is the Aaron Show with your hosts, Aaron and John Rouse.
I know that lady from the video.
You do?
Yeah, her name's Libby Higgins, a comedian in St. Louis.
Oh, she really?
Yeah, she's great.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
She got famous. She got a. I guess I would should say she's internet famous, but she did like a character that was like a redneck McDonald's character kind of thing. I can't remember what it was. She made like some kind of McDonald's joke with Mick fucked up or something like that, and it fucking just crushed, like killed.
Nice.
She yeah, she's really cool.
Okay.
Like,
Have you opened for her or worked with her?
No, I met her a couple years ago at a festival there. Because I don't know, she hasn't been doing comedy, I don't think, for very long. I could be wrong, but, and I'd never met her or anything, but I was at a festival and I was leaving a show and she said, "Hey, Aaron, good set," or whatever. And I feel like I'd seen her before, but we never like formally met. People just do that anyway in comedy. Comedians are like, "Hey, good job," whatever. I was like, "Oh yeah, you're Libby. That's great, thanks." And then she came through Kansas City, I think in February, like before everything got fucked up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I saw her there, and yeah, she's nice. She's cool. Dayton had her on his old show too.
Really?
Yeah, she's pretty big on TikTok and stuff.
Okay.
She's like a fucking internet celebrity.
Well,
which is
nice.
She's what we aspire to be.
What we will be.
Will be when we get into the studio room. Then you won't have to go into the next room to get bubbly. Whoa. Selling point.
Aaron, there's so many things here that I've just like bypassed. And I'm like, there's so much room. Have to move all these lights over to another room. Boo.
Yeah, just make it your studio.
Yeah. Just like use the room.
Yeah.
Like, and then all you gotta do, like, because I always feel bad. I think it's just like, I'm like, I don't want them to come up there and be
it's not
like,
your stuff.
yeah.
But it's you're paying for that room.
Pretty much, yeah.
Everybody else on each floor uses all the rooms on the floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're a holdout. That's
like,
the humble Weston beginnings.
I know.
That's what that is.
I don't want to put other people out.
That's exactly the way I am.
Yeah, I don't want to put anyone out
if
here.
I can find a way to not bother anybody at all at my expense, then I'll do it.
Then I'll do it, yeah.
Forever.
It's like, oh, thank God I'm not bothering
I don't
anyone.
have to use this room ever to avoid talking to the people I live with about something that probably won't be, but maybe negative. Okay, I won't use that room then.
Yeah. Yeah.
John, why'd you move my furniture? I am so sorry.
No, they're like,
I'm
dude.
so sorry.
Yeah, it's not like I can't easily just move. The only thing that's in the thing is like a thing that's like this size and just move it over to the far corner. And then we can use that whole area with a table and everything. Worst case scenario, I'd have to just wait till you guys get here so we all move all the stuff then. And that's it.
I'm down.
And I really won't have to move that much stuff over.
Like 4 or 5 things.
Yeah.
We can dual hand the lights.
True.
And a table apiece. It's easy. Dayton might not be able to lift as much, but
it's expected. He's younger.
he's a boy.
He's a young boy.
He's a baby.
What made you choose to work with him?
He and I have similar styles of stand-up.
Oh, okay.
And whenever I see people like who do that, like one-liners and stuff, I kind of want to take them under my wing, or be friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a weird fraternity.
It's fair. Makes sense.
Comedians who other comedians are like, we don't know how you do that, and we're like, well, we will never ever tell a story.
You would never ever want to like.
I've told stories before, like in
Right.
storytelling shows, but I don't tell them.
You would never want to switch it up, be like a dual hitter, where you could do like sets of like.
I will do in between the jokes. Sometimes I'll say like stuff that had like related to that last joke that's happened.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like, some anecdote about a show from the past. Like, it's technically a story, but I'm not going to be like, and that was a funny joke, but now let me tell you about, this wild thing that happened to me, and then 10 minutes later I finally get to the punchline.
Okay.
I don't have the patience for that kind of shit.
Oh, you just okay.
And I'm not good enough at talking, like, by myself up there,
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of tics that I continuously say, like, and it bothers me to hear that when I'm trying to be like a real comedian.
Right.
So yeah, that bothers me sometimes. I'm very self-aware of my inadequacies on stage, and
But that's why you do them to try to get rid of that.
I'm not gonna ever tell a story that long because I have zero interest, and my memory's not good enough anyway.
Cool.
Never has been. So
That's fair.
I'm just not that great at telling stories anyway.
That's more than fair.
Yeah, it's more fun to come up with something. Feels like I'm cheating when I just say something that happened. It's like, I didn't do anything for this, and it's mine now. It's like, oh, okay, you just remembered it. That's stupid.
True.
But yeah, I could never be a storytelling comic.
Okay, that's fair. That's more than fair.
Thank you.
I don't know. I think you have a pretty good ability. I thought you would be able to do that.
I'm sure I could, but I've never wanted to make my life that funny, like into jokes, I guess. I think it's like an escape to just write my own stuff.
Okay.
And, I could just make up stories. That's fun. But, yeah, it's kind of weird to just tell a story that I made up.
Really? You think
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah,
Maybe I don't look at it because I do film, so it's the whole act of it is mostly just making up something that you.
Usually when I write a story, like I'll write like short stories just as like a writing practice. Like they're not punchy. Like they don't have punchlines.
Mm-hmm.
They could be funny, but it's not set up as like a stand-up routine.
Right.
So if I wanted to do that, I could figure it out. Like I figured out how to do the regular stand-up that I do now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm in too deep at this point.
In too deep.
Yeah, with my whatever that I do now. I guess I don't do anything now, so I could do it. I could just come back like a phoenix reborn and just start telling stories. It's a really not very dramatic phoenix, but yeah, if I want to do it,
that
I
was
guess
an
I
eagle
could.
too. I don't know.
Hopefully soon we can start doing it again. That'd be fun.
You think that'll happen?
I don't know. Maybe in the spring. I'm cautiously optimistic, like I was when all this first started. Yeah, hopefully in the spring, if and when the vaccine becomes like a widely accepted like thing.
I never asked you. What is your opinion on it? I'm starting to think that like I would take it if it's just healthy enough.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I had the regular flu earlier this year because I never got the flu shot.
Yeah.
Because I never had the flu.
Mm-hmm.
And I still haven't got the flu shot this year, but I probably will. It's mostly because I just haven't been going anywhere. So I haven't really,
been needing to take a flu
Well,
shot.
yeah. And I've been avoiding going to places a lot more. Most of the places I go are like your house 2 times a week and then the grocery store every now and then. And the other podcast studio I do a podcast
Right.
at, but yeah, I have no reason to not take it. I've been
True.
vaccinated before.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's like everyone forgets about. Like, do you remember when you first started school?
Yeah.
In the United States, like
Yeah.
you have to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Like, there's mandatory vaccinations. Like,
If you want to go to a public school, you have to get vaccinated.
it's
If
because
not,
you know why?
fuck your
It's
stupid
similar
kid.
to the same way that this shit gets spread. Through like sneezing
Yeah,
and
'cause kids are gross.
surfaces. Yeah, kids are
Disgusting.
gross.
Little
Like,
freaks.
so yeah,
They wipe their
have
boogers
to,
on each other's buttholes or whatever. Fuck kids do. Kids are stupid. They don't know what anything
dated a
is.
girl that was a teacher once, and she said, yeah, they were having recess outside,
Uh-huh.
and there was a bunch of kids gathered around in a circle, and they were just sticking their finger up each other's buttholes.
That's amazing. Never ever did anything.
Never
like
did
that.
anything like that.
The
Never.
worst thing I ever did was like eat my boogers and cut my hair in kindergarten.
Yeah. I remember PE, elementary PE, like stand as close as you can to the wall
Mhm.
without getting any boogers on the wall. Like, or like there's boogers on the wall,
Yeah.
but don't touch it because there's boogers on the wall. I think that's what it was. Something like that. I don't know. Those are always fuzzy memories for me because I was still in a weird, like, where am
America.
I? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is weird. It's so funny because, like, they're like, like, my mom would talk about it. She's like, like they thought that, you were like kind of special. It's like, I came from another country.
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta give you a grace period.
yeah, there was no grace
acclimate.
period. Yeah.
You're just in a daze your whole life. You've been
like-
confused in a new country, and then you found marijuana. You just like, oh, been high for 25 years.
It's all because you and your friends. It's like, oh, this is awesome.
No, I think what is it? The vaccine. Why not?
Yeah, kind of at this point.
People are so obviously not everybody, but a lot of people are so worried about stuff being in vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why?
Where's your proof?
Yeah.
What happened with all the polio vaccine was pretty recent. That was in like the 40s, I think,
Mhm.
50s. What happened to all those kids?
Didn't have polio.
They had polio.
They stopped having
That's
polio.
it. That's the only thing that happened. Maybe some side effects. Maybe like a mild fever for the day, whatever.
And the thing is, like, the vaccine is not for just you specifically. It's for you're gonna be one out of X amount of people.
Well, that's what bothers me the most about to this day with COVID is that people are still so selfish about stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm not going to get the vaccine. Why would I ever get the vaccine? It's like, so you could not get other people sick who also didn't get the vaccine.
Yeah.
So at least you're
Common
the
courtesy.
only stupid, like that other person is the only stupid person and not you.
Right.
Why?
Yeah. So you don't give another person smallpox.
Yeah. Fucking, I mean, it's so.
It's silly as fuck.
It sucks because, like.
That's what happens when it's too easy to get food.
For real, dude. We're just sloths at this point. We're going to talk about sloths.
We are going to talk about sloths.
That's a lead in. But, yeah, I feel like that kind of, like, that natural rebellion that people have against, like, the norm and the accepted valid, like, question everything kind of stuff. They forget that the quote is question everything within reason. That's not sexy enough. Like, Carl Sagan didn't say question everything. He said question everything within reason. So you have to be able to reason, if it's worth questioning or not. Because if it's like a vaccine, which is a proven medical medicine.
And this is a thing that stopped the whole world. The whole
Yeah,
world.
that you've
it's
been,
not like one person's in on it. Like, no.
Yeah.
You know how many people would have to be in on this to say that this was fake?
Fucking everybody.
Yeah. It's fucking stupid.
Everybody. Every single person. A huge joint conspiracy. But that's us against them thing too. Is like, well, yeah, of course they did that.
Yeah.
They perpetrated this whole thing. They're smart. They're brilliant. They're amazing.
You think other countries have these theories? They have to in some way, right?
Yeah, probably.
But
I think
are they as
because America
crazy?
is always under its own microscope, that we are like looked at as like for having like all the internet breakthroughs for the most part. We've got all the apps were made here. that I know of.
Right.
And
Except TikTok.
Where's TikTok made? China?
China.
Good for them. Give something to China. We've got like a lot of the breakthroughs in the past, since the information age began.
Right.
And I think that makes us think that we have like a megaphone every time we talk and say shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a self-importance to ourselves for sure, which is why there's everybody thinks all the the patriots think America is the best country in the world when categorically it's not. It's not the worst.
No,
by far, it's not the worst.
There's a lot of good things about it.
It's usually in the teens in like most of like in individual freedoms. It's like 18th. It's not even the most free country in the world.
Right.
Like fucking like Norway or something is Finland.
But they can be like that because there's like 10 people there.
Well, but they're also a part of the EU.
True.
Which is a regulatory kind of like mother, government, governing body. So I've thought about like that goes back to like healthcare and for everybody, like, and how people will say, well, there's too many Americans. There's too many. It's like there's so many countries that already have it and it works in. I
don't understand how we can't.
There's not. Either. There's more people in countries with that than there are in America without it.
What's funny is they don't like. It's like you don't see how you can possibly somehow extort more money out of us somehow. Like, why are you not willing to do that? Yeah. Like,
they don't know what socialism is, because like corporate socialism has been going on for decades here, where we bail out everybody, every corporation in the fucking world.
Yeah.
The airlines just got $25 billion. For what?
Yeah.
I didn't see any of that. I got $8,000 on my severance. That's terrible. That's nothing. That sucks. I worked there for 9 years. I didn't get shit. But
you didn't get $9K for 9 years?
Well, after taxes, it was like
$8.
7,700, I think. God, fucking rip off. But yeah, it's like these people have been taking. They don't know what socialism is. Socialism isn't communism. They're not different by a lot, but they're different. And communism on paper isn't that bad. It's just always run by people who are megalomaniac dictators, right, who've like dressed up communism as this thing that's like really, nationalistic and closed off, which is exactly what Trump wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Why aren't people calling him a communist?
Right.
Because he's not. But the socialism for corporations has been going on forever, and people are just like, oh yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we want to bail out Wall Street? Why wouldn't we want to give the rich people more money?
Right.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. Give us some money. We've had $1,200 for 8 months of this shit.
True.
It's crazy. Canada gets $2,000 a month.
Really?
Yeah. A bunch of countries do shit like that. Australia gets like $1,500 a month. Germany gets some like $1,800 or something.
Because yeah.
But you can say like, oh, because they're smaller countries. Yeah. Fine. But also like there's a bunch of them that do stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And their numbers are way lower in terms of COVID because people don't have to go to work to survive there when they're getting paid by their fucking government. It's annoying and dumb. Mm-hmm. I want $1,200 is what I'm saying.
I know we all want $1,200. Another $1,200 would be nice.
I would kill somebody for $12, John. I'll murder you.
Please.
All right. Put me out of my misery. Great. There it is. Okay, good. I think your TV's off.
There we go. So, Aaron,
hit me.
So you know how you say I smoke a lot of pot, right?
Yeah, in moderation. You smoke a lot in moderation.
So, and one of the random things that I was wondering, have you ever wondered, do you know why sloths are slow?
I feel like I've heard why they are before, but I don't know. I can't remember.
It's because they have a low metabolism.
So, okay, sloths aren't good pets is what that opens with. Can you have a sloth as a pet is what you looked at. You were really into it.
Oh, yeah, I was looking like...
That seems like, I mean, if you could have a turtle as a pet, why not a sloth? They require a specialized diet, a constantly warm and humid environment. Okay, so they kind of have to live in like a rainforest or a greenhouse, I guess would work, and need to spend a lot of time suspended from a high branch. Sloths are a new fad pet and continue to be obtained through illegal animal trafficking. Yeah, I kind of feel that is probably directly related to the fact that sloths became like a meme for a few years. And they were like, oh, this cute sloth that's slow and shit. And then as soon as some kind of exotic animal pops up in the lexicon or whatever the fuck, people are like, I want to have that as a pet. And like sloths aren't like, they may be like kind of funny, like a novelty, but they're just, I mean, fucking look at a sloth.
It'd be a weird animal to have
yeah.
as a pet.
Yeah, big ass like claws, three toes. Well, three-toed sloth has 3.
Is there other ones? There's other types of
I
sloth?
think so, yeah.
We need to look this up.
And the 3-toed implies that there's probably a 2 or a 4-toed. Toad. Like it's got 3 frogs attached to its feet. Are there more than one?
There's tons of them.
Oh, God. Oh, no. The giant ground sloth. Oh, that's the one.
3-toed, 2-toed.
Mylodon, 2-toed sloths. Okay, so I think the main 2 though are 3 and 2, because like all of these other ones are ancient sloths, like dinosaur sloths that were huge, fucking enormous. But yeah, they only eat like one type of food.
Really?
I think that's why they're That's another reason why pandas are the way they are.
Oh.
Really kind of slow and fucking slothy. All they eat is bamboo, and it's not very good. It's not good for them. Same with kind of koalas. They only eat eucalyptus.
I heard those things like they eat it literally all.
That's the only reason.
Day.
The only way they can stay alive.
Yeah.
Because it's not nutritious. It's not good.
Do you know like baby sloths have to eat? They eat their mom's poop, so they become
slow.
No, it's so they become immune because it's poisonous.
Oh, that's Was that koalas or sloths?
Koalas.
Yeah, because eucalyptus is poison.
Yeah, it's poison.
Stupid, man.
So they eat something that's super poisonous, but the way they get immune to it is by eating their poop of their mother.
I heard somewhere that because like animals who specifically eat one kind of food for their diet, that they lose brain size and they literally become dumber because that's all they eat.
They're
not getting nutrients.
That would make sense. That does make sense.
One of the reasons like people became people, slowly evolved is that they diversified their source of food, their types of food. Started eating fruit and vegetables and grains and fucking drinking water that didn't have
shit in it.
Started killing different kinds of animals. Started eating fish, getting them omegas, getting them triglycerides.
Then they killed off all the pterodactyls. That's why there's no more pterodactyls.
Pterodactyls. Well, you got to kill them. They're gonna kill you first. If you don't.
It was so funny that they would kill buffalo in such large amounts that there'd be piles of it, and like the methane would build up so much and they would explode.
Yeah,
that's insane to me.
Crazy. Do you remember that? I think it was in one of our history books in high school, but there was a picture of one of the Native American tribes. I can't remember. It may have been the Sioux up in South Dakota or North Dakota.
Yeah, that's where they were at, the Sioux.
They had that huge pile of like bison skulls, just like as soon as they got the last bit of meat off the fucking face, they just tossed it on the pile. But yeah, like buffalo are almost extinct in America because that was like their main source of food, and they don't like breed enough or quickly enough. Yeah, that big fucking that thing, that huge pile of that shit's crazy.
That's just fucking.
And that's honestly probably not even that many bison.
Yeah, it probably is. It's probably like
how many they actually killed. That's crazy.
so fucking crazy.
I gotta use that as like a comedy flyer or something. Cool.
Not many people will get it, but
yeah, whatever. But yeah, when we find something that we like, we never stop eating it. So we're kind of like koalas. Makes sense.
Shrimp.
And that's why
I don't understand why people eat shrimp. So much shrimp.
Shrimp stinks. I'm not a fan of shrimp. My girlfriend really likes shrimp. And I never really ate shellfish or fish in general.
Mm-hmm.
But when I worked at the Avalon downtown in Weston, I had to clean the shrimp, like get the poop
Shit
thing
off
out.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
And a lot of restaurants don't even clean the shrimp.
Mm-mm.
So you're eating their poop. Rowan, I don't think she eats the poop. I think the kind that she buys is already cleaned, I hope.
We can only hope.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you just go ahead and eat stuff because it's good.
I mean, I guess.
But I mean, it doesn't surprise me when the people who eat the worst are also not very smart.
You want to know
You know?
interesting? You want to know an
What?
interesting fact about the Beatles?
Tell me. They also killed a bunch of buffalo. Okay, so I'm gonna read this one.
Yeah.
Come Together is the title of this.
Mhm.
Paul McCartney recalls Beatles group masturbation session. Paul McCartney recalled masturbating along with John Lennon and 3 friends as the Beatles indulged in early bonding sessions. What it was over at John's house, and it was just a group of us, McCartney told GQ in a new interview. What it was
What it was
over at John's
Yeah.
house. Well, yeah, we used to jerk off at your house when you weren't there.
Yeah, when I wasn't there.
Yeah, when
Like,
you were at
yeah.
work. When you were having sex with women, we would go jerk off.
That
All
makes
of me and the
sense.
boys, we would just go tell, hey, John's mom, John's dad, I don't remember their names. We would go in and
Just jerk off.
go to your hot tub and
Just jerk off
Fill
on
it.
everything.
we'd fill it. I never did that. One time, I'm sure I've told you this story about, we were at Logan Fannon's house and it's like me and Corey and McCaffrey and Tim, like the gang. And we were, they had Stars on Demand or Cinemax on Demand.
Right.
And we were going to watch porn. And it was one of those classic Skinemax things.
Softcore porn movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see a lot of boobs.
Yeah, and at the time I think it was cool. Like we were having a good it wasn't a bonding session. We weren't jerking off, but it was funny. Like it was funny to us because it was bad porn. But looking back on it, it was still pretty cool.
Yeah. There were my friends and I, we would watch porn, but we would never jerk off in the same room.
I think that's why I look back on it and think it was kind of strange because now when I watch porn, I do it because I want to jerk off.
Yeah.
But I was in 6th, 7th grade, I think.
Yeah,
I don't even know if I'd ever jerked off at that point.
I don't think I was jerking off that much
Yeah.
at that point either. So we were just like, oh yeah, boobs.
Yeah.
It'd be the same thing if we rented American Pie.
Mhm.
We rent it because there's scenes where
Yeah.
she shows her titties,
That's true.
and we want to see tits.
I remember
we were not anti-against tits, but
tits are great.
yeah, but
They're
we
still
just
great.
weren't we weren't having to sit in a room
Mm-hmm.
in sleeping bags and jerk off. It's like I'm good.
No.
I never understood. I had friends in college that were there. Yeah, we did that.
Together?
Yeah, they jerked off. No, in high school they had friends
Oh,
they
yeah.
did that, and then they came to college. You never did that? I'm like, no.
I kind of get I get it. But
Yeah,
I would never.
I would never. I never.
It's
partake.
It's more of a personal thing for me.
Yeah.
It's more
I just don't want to.
This is a motorcycle, not an SUV kind of thing. Nobody's piling in. I'm the only one on this bike. It's a unicycle, not a Hummer. But what was I gonna say? Oh man, I can't remember now. Fuck.
Do you know this? Do you know quicksand is not really a thing?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah,
That it's just made up for
cinema.
cinema effect.
Mm-hmm.
Effect.
Yeah,
Special effect.
it's just wet sand.
How did they make it? Yeah, it's just wet sand.
Yeah,
They,
it's just all
wet
it's just wet
cement
sand.
that
Yeah,
they didn't dry.
mm-hmm. But it's not a real thing.
Did you
People
ever
don't
work
die.
on a set with quicksand?
Mm.
It was like in every fucking movie back in the day. It was
Yeah,
like
because all
20% of
those old spaghetti westerns.
yeah, it's all the only thing they couldn't beat.
Yeah.
The only thing they couldn't shoot and kill was quicksand. It's kind of a funny thing to think that they just got away with putting in this absolutely fake thing.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't fucking think it's not real.
Yeah, you're like, well, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Sand is weird. If it's wet,
who knows?
Cars,
there are like
people, elephants, everything gets killed by
everything.
everything gets killed by
Every single thing.
Who knew it wasn't real?
I can't imagine the amount of people who just avoided wet sand. Because like, what would have made it quick?
That if you like start moving fast, that you sink further into it.
That was the trope, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the trope.
The
yeah.
faster you move, that's so funny.
Yeah,
I like that they covered every base with it. No, it's not. You can't struggle. You can't like try to run out of it because it'll get worse. So then I just sit there and sink.
Well, yeah. You go slow.
Yeah, and you have more time to say goodbye to your loved one.
Yeah, and then
Quicksand's wild, man. That's funny as hell.
yeah, is it? Yeah, it's not a real thing.
I knew that too, and it's just like I never thought about it.
This blows my mind.
Quicksand is actually as dangerous. Okay, nope. Quicksand, that is sand that behaves as a liquid because it is saturated with water. So that's basically, I mean, there's not even like a pocket in there that's just like an air pocket. You can't have an air pocket. It's not liquid. Can be a mucky nuisance, but it's basically impossible to die in the way that it is depicted in movies. That's because quicksand is denser than the human body. So you can't even get in there. It's like clay.
Yeah,
you can't sink in it.
It's too dense. Isn't it insane?
So quicksand is real, but the type that we know as quicksand is absolutely fake.
Yeah. Well, it's just too sand is just too dense, and so like our body.
So there
can't
is no
sink.
quicksand.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because it's
fucking
denser than the
sand.
human body.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, you never would have heard you never thought about having not heard of anybody like sinking in sand like on the beach.
Right. You would have thought
everybody goes to the beach.
there would have been someone who would have died every time.
But then maybe you think like, oh, it happens so often that people don't even report it anymore.
Huh.
And then you just like walk it through the sand and into the ocean.
You swim.
Yeah, you swim. And you go back.
You just go home.
You're good. Quicksand.
So you've been really not looking forward to seeing this. So
it's on Pornhub of all things too, so it can't be that bad.
No. So this is a guy popping his dick.
All right. What?
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's just gay.
How does he doesn't do it again?
I don't know. It's the first time I've seen this video.
This is the closest either of us have come to jerking off together.
Yeah. And I don't like it.
It sounded like, so when I used to drink a lot, I would also smoke cigarettes every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that I preferred were the Camel Crushes because they were fun. You crush that little pocket of menthol shit. Yeah, it sounds exactly like
It sounded just like that.
Yeah, I fully expected a joke in there, like some guy to say that, like, oh, his dick tastes different now.
His dick tastes different.
His wiener's menthol now.
Menthol.
That's scary.
Yeah, I don't.
You know.
So are you gonna try to pop your dick when you get home?
I don't think so. There's not a bone in your dick. You can't, like, I don't know what he popped.
It's cartilage, probably just pop.
Where?
I don't know.
It's no cartilage.
I don't know.
Either. It's all like, you know, fleshy tissue shit. Like a little sponge. It's a blood sponge. Blood Sponge is a good band name. John.
Love Sponge?
Blood Sponge.
Blood
That's
Sponge.
what your wiener is. It's a blood sponge.
Blood Sponge. That's
Blood Sponge.
That'll be the title.
All right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where was my head at? I was thinking of a band. Start big. Title of the episode.
Will be
Blood Sponge.
Blood Sponge.
I'll try to make the picture look as metal as I possibly can. God, that'll be good. Yeah, let me know. So I don't forget. I think that's an easy one to remember, but whew, man. Yeah, that's haunting. Where the fuck did he what did he pop?
Yeah. So it's nasty. Nasty.
If you know what he popped, let us know in the comments.
Please.
Because I don't want to look it up.
No, I'm good on that. Ugh.
There's other things I have more important to me. Gives me the willies. Gives my willy the willy.
Give me the willies.
Whoopsie. Don't pop, buddy. You're gonna be okay.
So.
Hit me with your best shot.
We have about about 4 minutes left. So
perfect.
Yeah. Anything?
There was another thing on there, wasn't it?
I
Just
think
dick
that
popping. Wow, we timed that really well.
Yeah.
Wow.
It all worked out well.
All right.
Kind of talked about Jenny Jones.
Did
we talk about Jenny Jones?
No.
Do you know she was a comedian?
Show me a picture of her. 'Cause I can't. I think every time I think of her, I think of Sally Jesse Raphael. Oh. So she started out stand up?
Yeah, she's apparently she was a comedian.
Huh. I think it's interesting when people actors especially, there's so many actors that started out as comedians in the 70s and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody was doing comedy anyway. That's usually one of the things they say to you when you want to start acting, but you have stage fright or something. It's like, go do comedy. It's the loneliest you'll ever be on stage. Get over that shit quicker with stand-up, and then come back and do, comedy. The guy who's
play baseball.
Play baseball, yeah. The guy who's been on Law and Order, the tall white guy with gray hair, he was a comedian for years, and then got Law and Order, and it's like, I don't even think he's done comedy since
then.
then.
I don't need to do it anymore.
Why bother? Yeah.
Would you? So if you were doing you stand-up, right, and then you did a sitcom, or you were just a step in, but you had a couple lines, but these lines ended up becoming what's up, like Budweiser was, in the early 2000s, yeah, and then you just become this guy, this actor who plays in some sitcoms, and every once in a while you kind of throw this line in, and but you're making so much money. You're making,
I think at that point,
4 or 5 million an episode.
The fact that I'm comfortable and then I know that my shows would be successful would make me want to do comedy more. Because I'd want to do it anyway.
Right.
But also,
now you just don't have any strain.
Yeah. There's no struggle.
Yeah.
Which kind of would suck. Because the struggle is kind of fun to,
That's what makes the art.
Yeah. I think... if the problem with it is if who I played was a specific character that didn't coincide with my actual act, my stand up, then I think it would be a problem, because then people would come to my stand up shows expecting me to be like that person from the TV show, and then I'd have to fucking either start doing shit like that, which I wouldn't want to do very much, or not do it at all. Or just be I don't do that.
That's just
when I
there.
Do stand up.
This is here.
Yeah. I have a friend who's he's a comic, but he got big, doing videos where his character was called the redneck liberal redneck.
Okay.
And it's kind of he puts on an act. He's from the South. He's a Southern guy with an accent already, but he puts on more of the accent. It's an exaggerated version of himself, but he's a liberal, just talking shit on Trump. It's good, but he doesn't do that for his act, and people still, because his act is good, so it doesn't matter. That's what I hope would happen, is that people just didn't give a shit, and they wouldn't be mad at me for not buckling to them and playing my stupid fucking character on my dumb fucking sitcom. That's kind of what I'm afraid of. Is
Right.
something like that.
Would you do something like that?
Absolutely, in a fucking heartbeat. I've
Mhm.
auditioned before for the sitcoms.
Nice.
Well, one sitcom.
Isn't it fun? It's kind of like that's it. You read the lines. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only
So
time
there's
I've
a-
ever done anything like that.
Really.
So I didn't do very well.
Hmm.
But I sent in one. It was videos because they were in LA and I was here. And they were like, "Hey, we really like that." It wasn't good.
Mhm.
I shot it in my car,
Doesn't
waiting
take
to
much.
go to work, like it was
Yeah,
in my
it
uniform.
doesn't take much sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Casting directors.
But
are
that
weird
character
people.
was like the fourth lead,
Mhm.
and then they were like, "We really like that, but could you read for the second lead?" And I was like, "There's no fucking way that you guys like that enough for me to be considered for the second lead, but yes, I will do that."
Mhm.
Then I read for it. I never heard back from him.
Which
that
also will
wasn't-
happen.
Yeah,
Which also
but that one I took kind of seriously, and then
Mhm.
that whatever. But yeah, so I would do it in a heartbeat. I would sell everything up the river for $5,000. No, I
Yes.
wouldn't do that. I cherish the shit that I've done and the stuff that I have, the jokes that I have, and the whatever I've built up for myself. It's the most important thing I've ever done in my life, other
Mhm.
than hit a home run in high school. 4
9.
4 home runs. 1 JV didn't count, but 1 JV.
That counts.
It counts. Thanks. It counts. You heard him. It counts.
So, Aaron, we've hit an hour mark.
Hell fucking yes.
Do you have any plugs or anything, anything you like to promote?
I also, like this video, follow, subscribe to John, and keep watching these shows. We're going to be doing more stuff eventually. I also have a podcast called Bitchin' Through Time. It's on iTunes, Spotify. Another one called Cool Baby Podcast that I do with John and Dayton Bissett. That's on all the podcast things. I will be starting a Zoom comedy show soon called Inside Voices with my buddy Max Fine. So if you know Max Fine, he's a degenerate, disgusting person. So it should be a good show. I think that's probably it. Instagram and Twitter is at I am Aaron Naylor. Also, I have a TikTok now for some fucking reason. So
Have you posted anything on it?
I've got just stand-up clips that I've posted, which haven't done terrible, which is cool. But if you like stand-up comedy in 1-minute clips, then go look at my TikTok. There's 4. 4. Yeah.
So I should.
Yeah. And they're not bad. So
Not bad.
they're all right.
Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on my social medias at John D. Clouser. It's the same thing for Twitter, Instagram. Instagram's my biggest one. I'm the most active on that.
He's popular.
I should probably have Aaron. I should probably pay Aaron to come over one day and hey, now can you help me just literally get everything on iTunes and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's I don't know why. Just by myself, I'm just it seems like such an
The only
overwhelming.
thing that pushes you.
Yeah, the overwhelming.
The only problem with it is that it's time consuming.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm gonna take the wrong move and I'm gonna
Yeah.
fuck the whole thing up. And since you've done it, that's the only reason why.
Yeah, I can help you with that.
But yeah, because once that's done, that's the biggest thing. That
Mhm.
once that's done, we're good on everything.
You've got all the audio files for them, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
easy. All right. It just takes time. Once you get the first few in, you know how to do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But yeah, thank you guys for much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.
I love you.
Probably in a new studio area too.
Go pet your cat. You never know how much time is left.
Bye.